Lawrence, with the unfolding situation in Japan at the moment, and we haven't got any firm facts really coming out of the Japanese situation, what do you think the effects will be on nuclear new build, for instance, in the UK?
Well, I think as we were saying before, nuclear is an emotive word, and some people are genuinely concerned. Other people, perhaps differently informed, are more relaxed about it. I think one of the challenges, I guess, for the nuclear industry is to communicate to the public not only the situation at Japan and its implications for the UK, and as you were saying before, there's an issue there that we don't at this point in time have detailed information to enable us to fully with confidence say what actually has happened, how robust the plant was. So I think hopefully given that this was an absolutely unprecedented challenge within Japan, we should be able to get the message across that nuclear power is safe.
And are we actually saying this, Lawrence? I mean, you're the ex-Chief Inspector of the NII. Do we actually believe that nuclear is safe as an industry?
Nuclear power, by any definition, is safe. Yes, there is a hazard, a potential hazard, in nuclear energy because of the high energy density associated with nuclear fission. But we ensure through a whole variety of ways that the risks to the people, to the general public, to you and I, to our families, is incredibly low. And that doesn't happen by accident. It comes by good design, good engineering, good operation, and good regulation.
Now, obviously, the UK for future nuclear builds is looking at the new generation reactors from Westinghouse and the EP1000 and the EPRs. What do we think about that? Have they got inherent safety systems in place there?
Well, all modern reactors have to comply with both national and international standards, and of course, certainly in all the countries that I know, part of analysing the robustness of the design takes into account external hazards. So it takes into account earthquake designs, seismic designs, tsunamis, flooding, high winds, extreme temperatures, and these form part of the safety case. Now, I guess what will happen after the situation of Fukushima, is that we'll look at when the plant is brought into a stable state, and we've got time to think. We look at all the lessons learned. The European Union has already said that there's going to be some stress tests done on all nuclear power stations within Europe. Our government has supported that. Even before that decision was taken, the Prime Minister had asked the Chief Inspector of Nuclear Installations to carry out an independent review of the implications that there might be for the United Kingdom. So I guess when all of that's been done, we will look again to make sure that the new plant designs are robust, and if any lessons need to be learned, then they will be learned.
And I think it's probably important to realise that the reactors over at the Fukushima nuclear plant are over 40 years old.
Yes, I mean, I'm not sure what the exact regulatory system or requirements rather are in Japan, but as you know, in the United Kingdom we have periodic safety reviews. So with our first generation of Magnox reactors, it was recognised that the safety case produced on day one didn't last forever. So we were one of the first countries to introduce what were the sort of 20-year lifetime reviews. That subsequently developed into our requirements under our license to have periodic safety reviews, and that's now an internationally recognised good practice. So in the United Kingdom, every 10 years, every nuclear plant has to have an assessment of the safety case, recognising the advancement of standards. So how well does my plant compare with modern standards? And do I have to do anything to bring it, if it's not up to modern standards, what do I have to do to bring it up to modern standards? And then you take the decision, can I afford it? And I mean, clearly as a result of that review that was done on some of the early Magnox reactors, decisions were taken, well, actually it would cost too much money to make all the improvements, therefore we would decommission them early. So we've got this very robust, sort of almost like rolling review every 10 years to make sure the plants are robust and are safe to continue for another 10 years. In some countries, you have a license for 40 years, and then you have a license extension, which is going on. Now, I'm not sure whether that's what's happened or the process which is followed in Japan.